The special education teacher and we worked on technology. We looked at different job options and job opportunities and career opportunities.
Used state services for the blind all the way through college.
Welcome to TVI Toolbox.
Part of the blind skills that I had to learn, which helped me with my job, is I have to be really on top of things.
Success stories of students on their journey through the transition process from high school to college to the workplace. With agency professionals, teachers of the visually impaired, parents of students, and the students themselves. What's in your toolbox? What's in your toolbox? What's in your toolbox? What's in your toolbox?
I just finished doing algebra, math, and now I'm going into geometry next year. And I'm also going to be taking physics next year.
Meet high school student Simon Bonenfant.
Hopefully going to be using equipment from a company called Independent Science, which a good friend of mine, Carrie Apollo, he runs that company. And he made all different talking science equipment, and I'm going to be using that for my physics next year.
Working through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
I'm not exactly sure what college I want to go to exactly, but I know what career I want to get into.
Working on independence, working on striving to be the best that he can be.
Network with lots of different people who have done what you are looking to do.
You can find more TVI Toolbox episodes on the web at www.blindabilities.com. You can also find our Job Insights episodes, where we focus on vocational rehab and transitioning to the workplace.
And so often I met people who have finished their journey but say they wish that they found the people they did at a younger age because they could network and mentor more.
And now welcome, soon-to-be 10th grader, self-driven, Simon Bonenfant. Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson, and I'm at the National Federation of the Blind Convention 2018 in Orlando, Florida. And I caught up with an old friend of mine. I shouldn't say an old friend of mine, but a friend of mine from back in the audio boo days, and his name is Simon Bonenfant. How are you doing, Simon?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jeff?
Good. It's surprised to catch up with you because I've known you for 4 or 5 years, and here we are here. You looked me up, and it's just a great time catching up with you and your mom. So this is your second convention.
My third. Mm-hmm.
Third?
Yeah. I'm enjoying the convention. I'm enjoying the exhibit hall mostly. And I also wanted to mention too that I also live in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
What keeps bringing you back to the convention?
I've been a part of the NFB for a very long time, and I have a lot of friends here that I know, including you, Jeff, is one of mine. And I also enjoy learning about the technology too. I use a lot of humanware products, and I use Apple products, so I went to the different seminars and the different exhibit booths that have been here, and I really enjoyed that part of it.
What's your big excitement in the exhibits this year?
I like the Google booth. I went to the Google booth. I saw the Google Home. That's a smart speaker that they have. I also went to Freedom Scientific. That was very nice, cool. Yeah, so I went to those booths. I enjoyed that.
Did you get a load of the IRA stuff going on?
Yeah, I heard about IRA. Yeah, I heard about that, and it's a very nice program. I heard that they have a free program for the people at the convention.
Yeah, that program, you can download it, the app right to your phone, call up an agent, and get service that way.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give that a try yet?
No, I did not. I might do that. Maybe today or tomorrow, just download the app and see if I can use it. And I heard about there's glasses you can use it too.
Mm-hmm. The new Horizon glasses just came out, so give that a shot. Get some instant access to information. So you went to the sessions, and how were they going today?
They were very good. I went to the general session today, and that was very nice. And the part I liked the most is they did every state got up and they talked about their attendance at the convention, and every state they got to talk about themselves a little bit. And it was kind of cool because for Pennsylvania, I think Pennsylvania cheered the loudest. We were screaming and yelling and have a good time, but we actually chanted the Eagles chant because the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions of this year, so that was kind of fun.
Rub it in. So you're going to a camp in a couple weeks here.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm going to a place called the Summer Academy down in Penn State, Pennsylvania. It's a 3-week camp. They teach all blindness skills. They teach daily living skills, cane travel. They do all that kind of thing. It's going to be good for me because I'm gaining my independence, and I'm actually going into 10th grade in high school. And I've been getting more independent. I've actually done a lot of things independently at this convention. I've hung out with a lot of people, and I actually was able to navigate the exhibit hall myself, which at first I thought it was a little bit going to be giving me a little trouble, but I made it around. I made it through, and I found what I was looking for, and I got around. So I'm going to that camp for 3 weeks. Next Saturday, actually, I'll be leaving for that camp. Yeah, I will be doing that, and maybe I'll give a little recap on blind ability after that of how it went and all.
We'll look forward to that. Can you tell us a little bit about your mathematics and your science in your school?
Yes, well, I just finished doing algebra math, and now I'm going into geometry next year, and I'm also going to be taking physics next year, which is going to be an interesting process for me.
So what kind of tools do you use? What kind of adaptive technology or accessible devices, alternative techniques do you use in that area?
Well, for school, mostly I use what's a Braille Note Touch by HumanWare. That's a relatively new device. For math last year, I actually transferred back over to a bit of a low-tech solution. I transferred over to the Perkins Braille Writer, which I had used in my early days, but I transferred back to that because I found it was easy for me to do equations and read all my lines better and things like that. And next year I'll be going to physics and actually, well, hopefully going to be using equipment from a company called Independent Science, which a good friend of mine, Carrie Sapalo, he runs that company, and he made all different like talking science equipment, and I'm going to be using that for my physics next year.
So when you talk about HumanWare, you talked about the Braille Note Touch. Did you check out the Brilliant that they have out now?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I actually went to a session on HumanWare, and I heard about the Brilliant, and I went to the booth and took a look at that. And the Braille Note Touch, for those of you who don't know, it's by HumanWare. It's actually a Braille note taker running Android on it. So it's basically the first modern blind note taker, and it's actually a certified Google tablet. And what's kind of neat is any kind of app that's on the Google Play Store, which is sort of like the Android of Apple, so it's the equivalent to the Apple App Store. So anything that's on the Google Play Store can be downloaded to the Braille Note Touch and be used. And so it really opens up the playing field for the blind of note taking to have equal access to a lot of different more opportunities and programs. And another thing that's neat about it is it has a screen on the device, and what that's used for is blind users can actually type on the screen, type Braille on the screen, and it can be displayed for sighted viewing. So it's really bridging the gap of blind to sighted. And I've said this to a lot of people that out of all the generations and decades to be blind, this is probably the most exciting and most fun and most accommodating era because of all this technology that's there. It's really accommodating.
Yeah, I can tell your passion when you're starting talking about technology. What other type of technology do you utilize for school?
Well, I use a MacBook. I have the MacBook Boot Camp, so I'm running Windows on it, and I use that for like Microsoft Word and other applications like that. I use a screen reader called NVDA, which is a free screen reader. It stands for Non-Visual Desktop Access. And I also use JAWS as well. I also use the iPhone, which has been very, very helpful for me. The iPhone is a great tool. I've used like Seeing AI and other different apps like that.
Oh, great. You're in the 10th grade and you got summer camp coming up here. Have you been starting to look towards college in the near future?
Yes, I have been. I'm not exactly sure what college I want to go to exactly, but I know what career I want to get into. I want to work as a technology teacher for the blind and teaching JAWS, NVDA, voiceover, things like that. Because in my state and in the country, there's a real need for that expertise in the blind world. And there's always something I heard from people that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And me doing that job would be me not working a day in my life because I have a passion for teaching people technology. And I'm actually starting, I'm trying to, and in the future, hopefully I'll be starting a little bit of a tutoring business of tutoring people on using assistive technology devices. So I'm trying to get that started in the near future.
I heard you're actually helping other students, tutoring them.
Yeah, I have been doing that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's that like?
That's been good. I really want to give back to my community, and technology is the way that I can do that. I would kind of say that I'm kind of like self-taught in technology. I'm involved in an online blind community on a service called Skype and a few other places where they kind of get me into using all kind of technology. I never really got any like formal school training in technology, and all of it's been kind of me asking people or me just kind of playing around with programs and getting the knowledge. And I want to give back to the people in the community who are learning, or to have an outlet where they can ask questions and talk and things. And in my technology exploration was when I found Audio Boom, which is where the Blind Abilities community channel started, and I was involved with that for a very long time.
And you were actually part of that. You're part of the community that helped make that keep going for 4 years.
I was, and I tell people about my technology journey. I always mention Audio Boom because that was a real good outlet for me. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of people through that community. It was really like a family, like a blind abilities family. So that's what it was kind of like. Yeah.
I can't help but the time I heard your voice break, it was really something, because you were kind of like the child of the group, It was like the kid, and also when you came on one time on a YouTube video and you were speaking for your school fundraising, I believe it was, all of a sudden I called my wife, Lori. I said, "It's Simon, his voice changed."
Yes, I was doing some fundraising for school. The school that I previously went to was a school for the blind called St. Lucy's School. That's in Philadelphia. And I went there for all my grade school, and that was a very nice school. That taught me a lot of good things. Taught me how to use a cane travel, and braille, and it really taught me to be mainstreamed in a sighted classroom where I am in high school now, because it's the only blind school in the country that has this certain setup. And the way that they run their school is they actually partner up with a sighted school, and they merge the blind students in with the sighted students, and that gets the blind students, that gets us ready for high school and the challenges that's going to face, and that has helped me tremendously. And now I can say that I'm in a mainstream school called Archbishop Carroll High School. Oh, and the school I'm going to now is Catholic school, and the St. Lucy's school, that's a blind school, that's Catholic as well. So that's been my kind of schooling and education.
In that process, have you used teachers for the visually impaired, like TVIs that are provided by the districts?
Yes, I am working with one currently, two teachers of visually impaired that are very good to me. They work very well with me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're very good. They help me with math and technology and a lot of other good things, and they're very good.
A good resource.
Oh yeah, very good.
So Simon, what advice would you have for someone who is in high school and considering transitioning into college one of these days and employment, or going to camps or stuff like that? What advice would you have for them as they look forward to this journey?
Well, one advice I would have for them is network with lots of different people who have done what you are looking to do, and find information from them. I know that some of my best friends are my best mentors, and that's because I've reached out to them and talked to them. One of my friends, her name is Marta. She's a very, she's an independent blind woman, and she went to a training center and all, and she's one of my role models, and that's because she went through the things that I am planning to do and would like to do for my life, and I use her and you, Jeff, and people all from Blind Abilities as a resource, because it's people that have gone through what I'm planning to go through. It's good to tap in and network to people. That's how you find about things. Like I found them at the NFB, and so often I met people who have finished their journey but say they wish that they found the people they did at a younger age, because they could network and mentor more, meet as many people and ask them questions, as many people as you need to and as you want to, and that are going into your same fields. And I would also say too, keep an open mind and meet people who are maybe not going into the exact same thing that you want to go into, but you can learn something from everyone in this world.
Oh, that's great. Well, Simon, thank you so much for taking your time out of the convention. And I know there's exhibits a lot more fun than sitting with me doing a podcast.
Yeah, great.
But it's been a long time coming. Like we said, Audio Boom was something where we all met, a big community, and now there's hundreds of us out there, and we get to meet up sooner or later.
Yeah, I've known you for 4 years. I just figured that out today. I've known you since 2014 when I came on to Audio Boom. So.
Well, now you're on Blind Abilities Podcast.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Thank you very much, Simon.
Yeah, thank you.
Simon, if someone is interested in learning from you and want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Well, there's a few ways. You can either access me via Twitter at the Tech Kid 123. That's THETECHKID 123. And you can also find me where I most am more responsive is via Skype. And my Skype name is BlindKid55. That's BLINDKID55.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Such a great time to finally meet up with Simon Bonenfant. He's got such great self-determination and drive. I'm sure he's going to succeed in all his endeavors. And if you or someone you know who is visually impaired or blind, be sure they contact their state services, their vocational rehab, and begin to carve out your pathway to success today. And thank you, Chichow, for the beautiful music. And you can follow Chichow on Twitter at @LChichow. I want to thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see
through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations and the realities of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.